Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, just want to say a big thank you to all the friends of the channel, everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented on previous videos, it's greatly appreciated. It really does help out the channel, and thanks ever so much for that. Any newcomers to the channel, hope you enjoyed the video, and please go back and have a look at some of the other things we've done. Please press that sub button. It really does help us out here. And everybody who's sub recently, thank you ever so much again. But for this video, I thought we'd just take a couple of hours out and get something together for this evening. And I've been really busy since Friday, and I've not had a chance to work on the Dodge van anymore. Like I said, I wouldn't have been able to. I've got another really busy day tomorrow, Monday. So, we just had a really busy weekend trying to sort some stuff out and what have you. But it's like I say, I thought we'd do something a little bit like that 57 Ranchero video. A bit of the history of this of the Monogram 55 Chevy. I'm sure the majority of people out there will know where this kit came from and how it started its life, but it might answer some of the questions that I've seen people ask on other videos about the quirky shape of the roof and some other bits and pieces. It has, the tooling's been modified quite a bit since it first was released back in 1963. So. But to be quite honest, I've wanted to do this video for a while, but sod's law, I've not had any of the sort of more recent 55 Chevys, which the Badman, the 1970 onwards issues. It's I either sell them pretty much straight away, or I put them on the shelf planning to build them. I think my favourite issue was the 1975 issue with the black car on the box with the flames. I just thought they did a really nice job on making that model look great for the box art. And I've kept a few for some period of time, maybe up to a few years, and then I've realised I've got too many other projects. So yeah, I mean I've got quite a few of these kits really, but nothing built up, and then I'm really struggling with box art as well. I don't have any box art whatsoever. So, but what I'll do at the end of this video, I'll put a load of pictures on the end for every issue I know of this kit. So yeah, I mean, like I say, everybody recognises the Badman. It's an extremely popular model, and I've just bought a collection of 100 built kits, and my plan was to restore them. But I'd say 70% of them are just too nice to restore, this one included. I mean, they aren't perfect, but they're right up there. And I've got quite a few kits like this built by other people, and I generally don't do anything with them. They don't. I don't think they reach as much as they should do for a nice built kit on when you're selling them on eBay. So it's a bit of a personal buy, but I think with the amount I've got and the build quality of them, I think I'm probably going to have to just let other people enjoy some of them. I'll have to sort through them, what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep, what my interests are with the range. I mean, it's none of it's new, old stuff. It's sort of all stuff which you could have bought in the last 10 years, but they're all very nice models. But yeah, I mean, this is the one that everybody recognises the most, the Badman issue. This was first issued in 1970 in this form. The guy who built this, I've never built one as a Badman, but the guy who's built this has done it exactly how I would have done. Used AMT wheels to scale it down a little bit. I never liked the wheels which were issued on the Badman kit. the tyres just stack out too much, and it didn't really, for me, it didn't really look like a proper drag racer. But you know, it was a Tom Daniels design, and you know, everything had to be a little bit quirky. So I think it was more of a excuse me, more of a sort of drag custom kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, this has been issued since 70, probably 15 times or something, maybe 10 times since, you know, in various guises. And you know, up until most recently, last year, 2022, we had that one with where they put the sort of American style decals on it, which is really, like I say, it's always been a popular kit, and been a favourite of mine to some extent. I mean, Monogram and favourite don't really come into the same sentence for me. Just not for the bad kits or anything, it's just my interest levels more in AMT, MPC, Joanne, them kind of things, and the smaller scale. But you know, I've got a few 55s. This saves me building one myself. Like I say, I mean, I'll never restore it or anything. I will live with the little paint faults here and there. I think it's got a bit of crazing on the trunk lid, but yeah, I mean, so I mean, like I say, that was first changed in 1970, but the kit originally was issued in 1963. It was a 3-in-1 kit. I'll just move that to the side, but you know, this is the 1963 issue. You know, I think for me it was a much nicer model. I think the body just got on this one. I think I'll show you the bits I really don't like on this body. First, I hate the way they cut the wheel wells. I'm assuming they did that in mind, but they may change the tooling back at some day. They didn't know how popular this kit would be. So my opinion is that they kept it under the trim line, which gave it a really weird. It just didn't look right to me. I think, you know, they should have just gone whole hog and cut through the trim, made a better radius to it. But the other thing I really hated when they modified the tooling. If you look at your kits and the sort of around about here, they've arched the top of the fin up. That's to accommodate moulding in the roof. This used to be obviously a convertible with multiple hardtop options, and yeah, the roof never looked right as well. It almost bowed out too high on the back, and you know, the trunk levels too high and what have you. It almost looked like they were creating fins. But the reason why they've done that is, like you can see on the original, it has none of that. You know, it's you know, the fins are uniform all the way down. But this is just a painted roof from another model I've got. I'll show you that model in a second. But yeah, you could, 3 options for the roof was the stock hardtop. We had a custom hardtop. Give it a bit of a different look, and a full bubble top as well. You have to cut the vent windows out to make that work properly. But yeah, I think you know, when they modified it, they've obviously used the original roof, or maybe they haven't used the original roof. I don't know. They probably would have used part of it. I mean, it looks like a completely different roof. This one swoops down more like it should do. I mean, maybe that's a bit incorrect, and this one's more correct. But it always looks a bit high on this back end, really. But you know, it's like they've raised the trunk lid level as well. When they've blended the roof in and what have you, that's why you can see like a raised, why this fin starts to raise up at quite an angle. But yeah, like I say, they're just the main things which I didn't like about the newer tool. Yeah, this was for me a much prettier representation of the car. Like I say, I think this is a 1963 issue. I think then they reissued it again in '66, and I'm not massively up on Monogram, guys. So please only take this information with as what I know. Yeah, I don't know everything at all, but I think 66 was. I think they issued it in blue. I could be wrong on this, to be quite. I don't know if the 63 and 66 were both moulded in red and blue, but I'm pretty sure the 66 was moulded in blue, and this one's got a bit of a broken thing, but all bits are in there, all the loose bits are in there. Yeah, they came with a lot of optional extras. I think you had a custom tail light option, which was just like an oval piece which you stuck over there, and the grills were, you had 3 different grill options. Your stock custom, which is the same as this, and also another custom grill. Like I say, so you got 3 roofs, 3 grills, things like fender skirts and what have you. Just bits and pieces like that, which are now long gone and what have you. But like I say, I mean, I built one of these as I think I've only built one of these fully myself. Like I say, this is just a builder. It's an extremely nice builder, and this isn't actually the red plastic. I've got tons of these, just scrap bodies and what have you. I just keep aside because they're not really worth anything, or they don't really fetch anything on eBay. But and they are, like I say, a bit of a favourite of mine for Monogram. It's one of the few ones I really like. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this is actually painted red, sprayed red, and there's a lot of dust and what have you in the paint, and I'm not too sure whether. I mean, I think it does warrant rebuilding. You could pick up a lot more detail, get a screen in there, continue to re-chrome all the trim and do that properly. But all the chrome's beautiful on this one, and yeah, it's just got the stock engine in there and what have you. But yeah, like I say, I think this one would probably get restored quicker. Yeah, just because it's got the break in the screen, and hopefully we'll be able to fix that. But yeah, these are the 2 wheel choices you got in the kit. To be quite honest, I'm not too sure which is supposed to be the stock and which is supposed to be the custom, because none of them were really right, to be quite fair. But I think they almost look better on the model than a stock hubcap anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just little things like that. The one I built, I'd say, yeah, I think I was probably, I'd say early 20s to mid 20s. I built this thing. I'll just try and move these back a little bit. I used the original bubble top on it. This was just out of a builder. I've never had a mint kit. I've had them pretty close, and I've unfortunately sold them in the past. But yeah, I used the original custom roll pan on it. It has these little corner bumperettes you can use, and like I say, I used the one of the custom grills. I did give it a bit of a, like I say, I've used the bubble top. I did like paint the hard top as well. But I'll probably it'll never get displayed. In fact, I mean, these have been in bags for many years. I mean, I've not cleaned them or anything. I just try and store them well over time and what have you. But yeah, we set it on some, I think the wheels were from the Monogram 32 32 Ford. Yeah, I think they have a really nice set of chrome reverse wheels in there, which you can use on these 124th kits, which look really great. I did give it a bit of a subtle fade. It's not a strong fade at all, but yeah, we faded it down the tops of the body lines, bottom of the body lines. Just did the interior when, yeah, minor detail. I mean, like I say, I probably was early to mid 20s at the oldest when I built this, I think. But as you can see, it's a completely different looking model to the Badman one. Yeah, there's obviously there's similarities. You know, they didn't change the body completely, but a lot like the chassis interior. Most of that was reused. They even reused the original custom seats for that issue and all the ones which followed on from that. But yeah, I mean, I thought, like I said, there's no massive history on this. I mean, it was just a case of, like I say, one of my favourite Monogram kits, and yeah, I've just not really had the opportunity to do a video on it before, just because I had a bit of a missing link with the older versions. I've got plenty of sort of builder older versions, but nothing to really display the Badman link at all. I've not got any boxed up anywhere left. So, but I mean, I think yeah, you can see the chassis is all pretty much the same. Yeah, you use the same parts throughout with that and what have you. But I was always really happy with this build. I mean, you know, even though it has a few flaws and what have you, I don't think I'd ever restore any of my old kits, to be quite honest. I might touch them up here and there, but you know, I just, like I say, I don't really display them. I've got nowhere to display them, so you know, they just go in bags like the rest of them. You know, unfortunately, just bags and stacks on the shelf carefully so they don't break and what have you. But you know, I mean, I think I do like all the Tri-5 Monogram Chevys, to be quite honest with you. You know, I don't think there's many I haven't built. And I always like the 56. I always thought that was a quirky looking model. You know, with the big gopping front bumper and what have you. I just thought it was really didn't make the model look nice at all. So, but if you just take some of the weight off it, like I say, I think every time I probably build a 50, 55, 57, the likelihood is I'm going to leave the front bumpers off, because I think the 57 suffered the same a little bit. Not quite as bad as the Revel 57 Chevy, but never quite looks right, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, I know I'm adding some other little bits in here, but you know, I'll never show these models off on it in their own video, you know. So I thought, well, on the 55s, we'll do a couple of different ones. Here's I think I was about 14. Pretty sure I was about 14, 15 max when I built this. On the first models I'd sprayed. I think I used, I can't remember what tape. It wasn't Halford's, this paint. It was some other paint. But yeah, I mean, if you just use the 1/25 wheels on them, I don't think they look out of scale on a 1/24 kit, especially on the 55 to 57 Tri-5s, you know. But again, built it without the front bumper, it just takes the 1/24 feel away from it. I don't think I really did much detailing on this, you know. A couple of radiator hoses and what have you, but I think I even attempted to put brake lines in this one. Didn't tub it or anything. I think these are Monogram wheels of some description. Monogram tyres have got some description, possibly. Not too sure, to be quite honest. It was a long time ago when I built this, and they're definitely AMT slot mags on there. And I think the other one I've pretty much done similar is Nomad. Just used a Revel grill on there and used chrome reverse wheels on it and what have you. And I would say this was built at least 20 years ago as well, or finished off 20. I can't even remember starting this. I'm not even too sure if I started this build or not. I certainly finished it, but I remember painting the tyres with enamel paint before I knew that wasn't the thing to do, and I think for a good 10 to 12 years after every time I took it out of the bag, they were still sticky. I think they finally let go of the stickiness now, but don't ever paint your tyres in enamel, otherwise you're going to be waiting 20 years for them to dry. But yeah, I mean, I thought I'd just show a couple of them, to be quite fair, while we're on the subject. But I mean, you could say, I mean, I always think of it like this with this tool, is that we did lose a very nice, very sort of versatile kit to make way for the Badman. But in marketing terms, would they have sold as many 55s since then, had they not retooled it? I don't think so. I think they've sold so many more of these throughout the years than they probably would have ever done, keeping an old-fashioned fuddy-duddy 3-in-1 kit for the few of us who like that kind of thing. And again, had they not changed this, we wouldn't have had, Monogram since brought out a brand new tool of the 55 in various forms, in the convertible and the hardtop. Absolutely stunning kits, just like the retooled 56 and 57. So, like I say, we lost a nice old kit from this tooling being changed, but I think we've gained a lot as well. You think you have to look at it like that sometimes, and it makes these ones nicer to build when you find them. They're a bit rarer, and like I say, the body proportions were a lot nicer on the original. Maybe if I built one, I'd probably try and sort some of them little issues out, but I don't think I'd be bothered enough to do that, to be quite fair. Like I say, I've probably got 5 or 6 55s in the really rough builders, but what I've been doing is in the bags I've been throwing when I come across old bits from these kits, I've just been throwing them in the bags, just be interested to build one of these from this body using the older parts, so to speak. And I think I've got plenty of them. And I will do one on channel someday. I don't think it's going to be any time soon. I've got a couple of nice kits here, and with that one, I don't really need to build a Badman anymore. Like I say, the guy who's done these has pretty much done it the same sort of way I would have done it anyway, with the smaller scale wheels on it and what have you. And it's a nice display model, and like I say, a bit of my Achilles heel with buying and selling. You do find occasionally you do come across the opportunity to buy some nice built ones, and I didn't pay a great deal for them. I think I paid more than the seller was asking in the first place. Bought a lot of stuff off him in the past as well, but I think I'll have to sort through the rest of them, see what I'm doing with them. Like I say, a lot will stay, and might get some of the rougher ones, or not rough. I think calling any of them rougher is not quite fair, to be quite fair. I think they're all really clean builds. Some of them I probably will change up. Some of the kits I've been wanting to buy as unbuilt kits and what have you, but anyway, that's another story, and I'm just rambling on now, to be quite fair. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't much history in this, really. You know, I think everybody knows of the Badman, and they might not know about the previous issue and what have you. And like I say, it's a good chance to get some of these old kits off the shelves and show them a little bit. So, but I mean, like I say, what I'll do is I'll add all the issues at the end of the video, the box arts, and I'll take a few snaps of these here and there, you know, if you want to see them. So there probably will be 5 minutes of photos on the back end, but you know, like I say, not really a great deal else to say on them, really. You know, it's I think the models speak for themselves and what have you, and yeah, I think if I ever see any more, I'll probably buy them, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I need to stop buying stuff at some point, and I don't think any of us can do that, can we? We all say enough's enough, and then next minute, you know, you buy 100 kits. Yeah, that's just life, isn't it? So, but again, I hope you have enjoyed the video. You know, it's I hope some of you didn't know about the past of the Badman. You know, it's I hope you found it a bit interesting, or it's answered a few questions for you, or but if not, at least you got to see some nice built old kits and some ones which need redoing and what have you. So yeah, we'll cut the video here, and once again, thank you to everybody who's all the supporters of the channel. You know, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys at all. So it helps me take my mind off other stuff, and you know, that's what it's all about. Just getting to the bench, leaving the rest of the world behind you for a few hours, and then you're back into it. Like I'll be back into it as soon as I got this video uploaded. So once again, thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video. See you, bye.